Yeah guys, welcome back to our next video. Today, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna cook some pig foot. I have some pig foot guys. Yeah, I'm gonna cook some pig foot. Yeah, also in my pig foot, I'm gonna put a butter bean. Guys, just watch your badness in our kitchen. So, guys, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna season up my pig foot and make it go and marinate. You understand me, I did? Yeah. So guys, watch your badness. Yeah guys, so season up my pig foot. You understand me, I did guys? Yeah. Brown stew. I have a brown stew. So what going on guys, yeah. Guys, you know me as a man, you know like a whole heap of bag season. I understand that but I try to go on in the kitchen guys. Guys, this is the only powder season I use for my pig foot guys. Believe that. Yeah. These are man, you know, look no whole heap of bag season and powder season. You understand all these? Yeah. And they put a sell out guys. You know me want to go into this a butter bean, but when we go to the supermarket a while ago, me no get no butter bean, so me say, yo, me go use a baked bean. You understand me? Did everybody have them style. So guys, watch your badness in my kitchen. Yeah guys, so only the hard purpose as powder season I'm gonna use. So guys, I'm gonna make it go and marinate. You understand me? Did I'm gonna make it marinate. When I go to I will cut up some scallion and onion on it. Guys, watch your badness. Yeah guys, so now put some ground season. You can go and marinate. You understand how I did? Guys, be a badness in our kitchen. Be a badness. Brown stew pig foot guys. Ever see that brown stew pig foot? Watch how I go on in our kitchen. Guys, be about this in our kitchen guys. Some bad brown stew pig foot. Yeah, with some dumpling and boiled plantain and Irish. Guys, be about this. Yeah guys, so cut up my ground season then. So now I'm gonna do now. I go leave it, make it marinate for say 20 minutes. You understand me? Then we can light up the stove, guys. Guys, some bad brown stew pig food, guys. You know, light it up. Yeah, guys, so I'm gonna make it go and marinate. So stay tuned for when we start cook, guys. I'll make it go and marinate. You know, you understand me? Yeah. So guys, soon come back. Yeah, guys. So what I'm gonna do, you know, I'm gonna light up my stove. So my pig foot, yeah. So I'm gonna light up my stove, guys. I'm making go and cook, guys. Be about this in the kitchen. Yeah, guys. So I'm gonna make him go and brown. You don't know a badness, guys. I be a badness. So stay tuned. Pig foot and dumpling and me boiled plant, guys. Soon come back. Be a badness, guys. I be a badness in the pot, guys. Be a badness. So I go on over here. Yo, people, that one I go bad. And a butter bean I put in there. Really, me want a butter bean, but we don't get any butter bean. You understand me? So I say, yo, I go try the baked bean in the pig foot, guys. Be a badness.
Left the job soon after the incident and started home. And the police didn't make an decision to get arrested when she reached the apartment. There was not there. But things were heard by saying was breaking into the apartment. Now the mainland soon after we left, but Noel made that it did not implicate his baby mother or anyone else who left. And maybe he's saying it don't make sense everyone going out for this one murder. But thinking he's slick enough to still cry innocent and escape this prison sentence, which he should be getting life. Alright. Because check out this foolishness here now. A credit card belonging to Mr. Social media influencer Donaldson was reportedly used as a popular hustle in Portland late last year by a female. We all know that is not possible, that it was Donnelly that was using that card.
Guys, I'm gonna do add some more water for my pig foot, because you don't know pig foot is a hard meat. You understand me? I add some more water. Yeah guys, so make that one cook. Soon for now, I'm gonna need up some flour for the sewer one. Guys, stay tuned, watch what go on in the kitchen, I'll be about this. Yeah guys, so the Bigfoot cook, you understand what I did, so I'm gonna do now. We have some Irish, yeah, I'm gonna put in the Irish and cut up some ground season guys. And I'm gonna see what go on, you understand what I did guys. Watch your badness. After I season up my pot, I'm gonna need up some flour. You understand what I did, so guys, watch your badness in the kitchen. So what go on over here, so.
In Asia,
Yeah
mass
guys, so
transit is making great
Irish.
strides forward. Hong Kong opened its own subway system just 20 years ago, but already it carries 850 million passengers a year.
So guys, I'm gonna cut up some ground season. After I finish cut up my ground season, I'm gonna need up some flour. Guys, be a badness in the kitchen. Yeah guys, so the ground season, I'm gonna train the season and pot now. Guys, I'll be a badness. So I try to go in the kitchen guys.
It's pretty complicated, complex inside. It's hard for people to imagine all different levels of, different floors and different buildings that are here. And it's pretty overwhelming at first, but there's just a real sense of awe because the design is incredible. When you come into the large tunnel and through the glass doors and just realize what this was meant to survive, any kind of attack during the Cold War. And the engineering behind it is just amazing to me still.
I guess my first impression when I walked into Cheyenne Mountain was just to say, wow, what an engineering marvel. Even though it was constructed over 30 years ago, I continue to be amazed at the technology resident.
Guys, I'm gonna put some more hard purpose guys.
Getting all this technology and miles of wiring. Pro went to Hollow Mountain and build this amazing superstructure. It was fear. In the 1940s and 50s, mankind unleashed the power of the stars on the face of the planet. Nuclear weapons darkened America's post-war optimism with fears of Armageddon. Could anything survive this unparalleled destructive force? To have any chance of winning the unthinkable war, America had to build something that could. No one was sure it was possible. At the beginning of the nuclear age, the technology to build a working city within a mountain strong enough to endure a nuclear blast did not exist. No one knew how many problems engineers would face once a project of this magnitude was started, or how innovative and creative they would have to be to solve those problems. The call went out to America's most talented engineers, challenging them to create something totally new to defend against an unknown whose effects were mostly unknown.
In fall 1958, I received a call to go to Omaha to meet with the Corps of Engineers for special project. And I traveled all the time to meet. Didn't like that Colorado Springs, didn't like that NORAD at that time.
In the late 1950s,
Yeah guys, so what am I gonna do now? I'm gonna need up some flour.
were young engineers
Gonna sew
at
out
the
on.
firm of Parsons Brinckerhoff.
Soon come back guys, be a badness.
The most important requirement of the underground facility was its ability to survive a nuclear blast. Before work began, geologists and
Yeah guys, so
drilled test holes
finish need up my flour.
in the rock was
What am I gonna do?
the enormous
I'm gonna throw in a baked bean
of the belly of the
for my pig foot and all. You understand what I mean?
engineers had plenty
Yeah
of
guys, so my
experience
baked bean,
underground
so I'm gonna
tunnels
bust it.
and mines. But blasting a hole inside Cheyenne Mountain would be like no mining project ever conceived. NORAD headquarters required far more space than a mining tunnel. At first, this seemed to be no problem.
Yeah guys, may I get around say 10 more minutes. Make it go down. You understand now the guys, I be about this. Finish need up the floor too guys, so I go on over here so. Alright, so guys, watch your badness in the kitchen. Yeah guys, so my pot of boil. Dash in some flour now. You understand now the
Very small charges, very precise drill holes.
Dr. Livingston's technique of smooth blasting significantly reduced fracturing and weakening of the rock. Livingston precisely calculated the dynamite charges so that the rock fractured only to the desired depth.
When he was brought in, I guess it was sometime in 1961 or 2, there was considerable concern about the security of this cabinet. And Doc Livingston took the contractor in hand and directed where to drill the holes and how deep and how much power to put in them and what sequence to set them off. And he worked on it for 6 months and that place looked pretty good. And the Air Force came through to look at this. They heard there was all this trouble up here. And they came and saw the chambers were all nice and smooth. What's all the fuss about? What do you want that for? They fired him. But he did his job. He made a major contribution to the project.
But it was not enough just to smooth the cracks of the cavern. The engineers also needed to strengthen the hollowed out sections of the mountain so that it could withstand the power of a nuclear blast. To do this would require taking a mining technology to a level where it had never been before. And the result was one of the greatest innovations of Cheyenne Mountain, rock bolting.
I think it's kind of interesting, not just how they removed the rock, but how they let the remaining rock in place with rock bolts. Aren't too many people that are familiar with rock bolts.
The rock bolts used in Cheyenne Mountain were metal rods 6 to 30 feet in length that were similar to, but much larger than, the expansion bolts used by the home do-it-yourselfer to anchor objects to a concrete or brick wall.
yeah guys, so now the job two right planting in the pot over here. So you understand now the feet go and boil. Yeah guys, so watch your video.
Designed for that.
Expanding the excavation only increased stability inside Cheyenne Mountain. The engineers would need another innovation to keep the project alive. Kiesel came up with the answer over lunch while visiting the Army Corps of Engineers headquarters.
I remember sketching this idea out.
Underground chambers.
We had to build a 40-foot building to 3-foot diameter tunnel. So all came to pieces, all had to be welded together underground and roll the carry. People working night and day on this.
Despite the added work over the command center, NORAD's interior protective shell was finally completed in May of 1965. The steel buildings that would eventually provide 280